occasion, we may be excused in taking particular pride in you both, not least because you met here at St Andrews. This is a historic event, marking the launch of our 600th anniversary celebrations, and it is made especially so by your presence. Your Royal Highness, we are very honoured that you should be patron of our 600th anniversary appeal and that you are here to launch our campaign. In a few moments, I will invite you to address us, and thereafter to unveil a plaque to mark the occasion. But first, I call upon the principal of the university.
Me and Louis.
Your Royal Highness, Lord Lieutenant, Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen. Like the Chancellor, I would like to welcome you to the launch of our 600th anniversary celebrations and fundraising campaign. 600 years is a very long time. How many institutions can you think of that were around for 600 years? How many companies, governments, organizations? Not many. Scholars have been coming to St Andrews to study, teachers to teach, and students to learn for 6 centuries. And I hope that, like me, you each feel enormously proud to be part of that history. Universities have lasted this long because of the enduring value of what we do. As one-time rector of St Andrews, John Stuart Mill, memorably said, "A university exists for the purpose of laying open to each succeeding generation the accumulated treasures of the thoughts of mankind." Today we do this and more. By educating students from families who have never enjoyed third-level education, we are helping to realize ambitions and elevate aspirations. By training talented chemists, economists, and physicists, we are providing essential skills to drive the economy. By teaching the humanities, we are ensuring that we have citizens who know how to think independently, to argue persuasively, and to empathize with others. All essential hallmarks of a vibrant democracy. Universities like ours have lasted so long because we serve as guardians of our culture, as drivers of social mobility, as engines of our economy, as foundations for our democracy, and always as generators of ideas. We will continue to do so for the next 600 years. Now, some of you may wonder about the precise date of our foundation. Teaching began here after Pentecost in the year 1410. The following year, Bishop Wardlaw granted the Charter of Foundation to the scholars, which was dated the penultimate day of February 1411. 2 years later, in August 1413, Pope Benedict XIII issued the papal bull conferring the status of university. At the time, there were only 2 other universities in the English-speaking world. So, we were founded before the printing press, before the Battle of Agincourt, before the construction of the Forbidden City in Beijing, before the construction of Machu Picchu in Peru, before Columbus arrived in the Americas, and before Joan of Arc waged battle. It was as windy then in St Andrews as it is today. The university was founded by 3 French-educated Scotsmen, and ever since, we have been looking outward to the rest of the world from a firm Scottish foundation. Today, 1/3 of our students are from Scotland, 1/3 from the rest of the UK and the EU, and 1/3 from outside the EU. We have students, teachers, and researchers from 120 countries here in St Andrews. We delight in our cosmopolitan mix, which ensures that our students are constantly engaging with different perspectives and prepared to enter the global workforce. It also means that every year we are dispatching highly educated graduates around the world who retain a deep affection for Scotland. Coming to and redolent history, interspersed with names like Knox, Mill, Kipling, and Barry. Our location in this beautiful medieval town, on this magnificent but remote Scottish coastline, with its incomparable evening light, ensures that we are both at remove from and yet engaged with the rest of the world. Our scale ensures that we are big enough to be interesting, but small enough to be intimate. Our size ensures that researchers from the sciences and the arts can work together to address global problems and fight disease. We are big enough to compete for the best faculty and students and most competitive research grants, yet small enough that every student is taught by those who write the books, that we can transform the life of every student who comes here. We are small enough that the physicists can get engaged with the philosophers, the art historians, where students from different backgrounds can meet one another and form lifelong friendships, and more. Today, we are marking our 600th anniversary by launching a fundraising campaign to ensure the future of this great university. In these difficult economic times, universities is declining, precisely at a time when the economic strain on poor families is increasing, and at a time when our competitors around the world are investing in universities. We must look to our alumni and our friends to provide a margin of excellence. We look to you to help us build an endowment so that we can ensure that a St. Andrews education is affordable to everyone smart enough to be admitted, and so that future leaders of this university can invest in innovative ideas and attract the best researchers and the best teachers from around the world. One of the greatest educational philanthropists of all time, Andrew Carnegie, was rector of this university. He once memorably asked, "What is the proper mode of administering wealth after the laws upon which civilization is founded have thrown it into the hands of a few?" He dismissed leaving it to one's heirs as injudicious, paying it in death taxes as just punishment for selfishness, and concluded that the only sensible thing to do was to give it away while you were still alive. He then had an ordered list of who the beneficiaries should be. At the top of that list was, you guessed it, universities. Today, after 600 years, our endowment stands at £35 million. In 1411, when Bishop Wardlaw signed the charter, had he invested the price of a pint a day, say £4, in an endowment for the university, at a 6% compound rate of interest, that £4 would today be worth 6,103,528,771,390 £. Such is the power of an endowment. Well, better late than never, even if we are 600 years late. We will use this endowment to ensure that St. Andrews University becomes a beacon for ambitious students, no matter where they are from, and no matter what their personal circumstances. We will use this endowment to ensure that St. Andrews University becomes a beacon for creative academics the world over, who are looking for a home which the life of the mind is nurtured and celebrated, along with a commitment to educating the next generation. Now, we are always delighted to dedicate their lives to one another. We take marry fellow citizens at any other university. One has only to walk around this town to sense the romance of the place. We are truly delighted to learn of the engagement of His Royal Highness Prince William and Middleton, and I know that every member of the university community joins me in wishing them a life of love, health, and happiness together. To mark the occasion, the staff and students of St. Andrews have established a scholarship for needy students in their honor. This will be our wedding gift. Every year, a student who might not have been able to afford to attend St. Andrews will now be able to do so. We are honored and deeply grateful to His Royal Highness Prince William for agreeing to be patronage of our fundraising deal. He knows the university is only an alumnus town. I am told that time here, both inside and outside the classroom. Through his patronage, he is demonstrating both his commitment to the value of education generally and his appreciation of the unique education offered by the University of St. Andrews. The University of St. Andrews may be 600 years old, but we move fast, and we invite you to join us on a journey into the future so that in 100 years and in 600 years from now, people will come to this place and look back with pride on what we have accomplished together, and thank us for acting to secure the future of this great university. Thank you.
I should now like to invite our patron, His Royal Highness Prince William of Wales, to address us.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow alumni, undergraduates of St. Andrews, I feel we have a pretty good chance of recreating Racing Sunday in here right now. I've been holding back the thought sitting on here. This is a very special moment for Catherine and me. It feels like coming home. Despite being one of Europe's leading research institutions, the third oldest university in the English-speaking world, and of course, far and away the best university in the world, St. Andrews still has that uncanny knack of feeling like home. And so it must have done to generations of undergraduates before us. In fact, 600 years worth. It's knowing that so many of Scotland's finest brains and greatest achievers gained and continue to gain inspiration from this place that makes me so proud to be the patron of our university's 600th anniversary appeal. In true St. Andrews style, and despite the great mathematicians whom its halls have produced, we still can't work out exactly how old we are. Are we 600 this year, next year, or is it the year after that? What does it matter? Let's celebrate for 3 years. To mark this momentous anniversary, the appeal we are launching today aims to raise £100 million to invest in people and ideas, ensuring that the brightest students, that's you and me, of course, come to St. Andrews, regardless of background and circumstance. And once they get here, are taught by the best teachers. The principal tells me that the National Student Survey consistently names St. Andrews as the university with Britain's most satisfied students. You all look pretty happy here today. I think I can get what that means, and it's reassuring to know that things haven't changed. So, happy birthday, St. Andrews. Here's to you, and here's to the next 600 years. Thank you.